So peep game, CPN, all it really stands for is Courtesy Privacy Number. It's a 9-digit number that people use in place of their social security number. Some people say it's legal, some people say it's illegal. Honestly, people are also getting approved for cars, for apartments, for credit cards, but then there's also people getting in trouble as well. And I'll be 100% honest, while using that CPN, if I were you, I would go ahead and start working and building my personal credit if my personal credit is not on point. So in today's video, I'm gonna get into the basics a little bit of the CPN, what people are using it for, what people shouldn't be using it for but are using it for, right? And CPN versus your personal credit, what I think you should do, what I would do if I was in, certain situations, so on and so forth. Look, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the video. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, a CPN is simply a 9-digit number that people use, right, in replacement or to replace their actual social security when they're applying for different things. So there's 3 types of people that I usually see that use CPNs, right? So celebrities, right, are up there. Celebrities, high-level celebrities that want to keep their, information private. There are people that want to hide their identity, and then people that have bad credit. Those are the 3 types. There is obviously other types of people that use CPNs, but those are the 3 main types of people that I see that use CPNs. All over social media, all on the internet, there is a negative stigma around CPNs, right? A lot of people would tell you that it is illegal. Some people would tell you that it is legal, right? So when it comes down to CPNs, I'm gonna just put it like this. CPNs are legal, but people tend to use them for illegal things. I'm gonna say that again. CPNs are legal, but people tend to use them for illegal things. So me personally, I would rather just build my personal credit. And I'm gonna tell you this, guys, early in the video. Like, I would just rather build my personal credit. And I know most people don't want to hear that. That's just the sad truth. If I were you, if I was a person, I would rather just build my personal credit, like my actual social security. And the reason being is to actually even build a CPN the proper way, it's gonna take you, right, some months to properly do it and to do it the right and legal way. Most people out there are using it most people out there are actually creating it wrong, right? And then also, like I said, using it illegally. So why not just take that same amount of time and focus on building, right, and growing your actual social security, your actual personal credit? When it comes to CPNs, right, you gotta be plugged in, or you gotta know how to do it correctly. You gotta make sure whoever is creating it for you, or if you're doing it yourself, you know the proper steps, right? Because like I said, it does take time to build, and you gotta know what it is that you're doing. You gotta make sure you have that correct, or a correct 9-digit number. You wanna have some type of phone number. You gotta most likely get an ID for that CPN, right? You gotta make sure you list that CPN or that number, that 9-digit number, on certain sites, right? You gotta make sure that that ID is working correctly and can scan. Like, it's so much different things that that you gotta do, or you gotta get into to even properly create that CPN. And then here's the thing too. Once you have that CPN up and running, your credit score 9 times out of 10 is gonna be blank, right? It's gonna be a 0 credit score. Now, with that CPN, you gotta add primaries, you gotta add trade lines. And if you don't know what these things are, Google these things, right? You gotta add these things up, because you can't apply for anything using that CPN with a blank credit score, right? That's the obvious, but some people don't know that. So essentially, the same steps it would take to build out and grow your personal credit is pretty much the same steps that it would take to build out and grow that CPN. And then that CPN, you got to make sure, again, it is made properly, because if you don't know that it's made, if it's made properly or not, that's when people get in trouble. The main thing people use CPNs for are for things like apartments, for cars, right? There is some apartment places that are catching on to these CPNs as well. There is some car dealerships that I've seen people are getting caught up with these CPNs. So it's such a great area. There's so much like things and uncertainty with CPNs. That's why I'm starting to push, or I've been pushing people to like, yo, just fix your personal credit, right? Obviously, if you need something urgently, do what you got to do by any means. I personally don't want to deal with it. Do what you got to do, but right, use that CPN as a second chance. Focus on also building your personal credit. That is the best advice I can give to when it comes to CPNs as a whole. So now look, when it comes to your personal credit, you pretty much got to do the same thing. If you got negative items, you got to repair those negative items. And then after you repair those negative items, you add some primaries, you add some trade lines, your personal credit is shooting up 700. Easy. In a few months, some people a little bit longer. And also, as always, if you need credit repair, make sure you contact us. Text 700 to this phone number that I'm about to put in this video, and we'll help you with credit repair, fixing your personal credit. So now, based off this video, you could kind of compare and contrast, right? See the similarities and the differences. Just know that your personal credit is much more secure, much more legit, doesn't get burnt out. People are getting these CPNs. You know what they're doing? They're getting apartments and not paying them, burning that CPN out. They're getting cars, not paying them. They're getting credit cards, they're getting jewelry, they're getting all these things, burning those CPNs out. And that's why it has a bad rep. And that's why a bunch of companies or a bunch of places don't even want to deal with it. And then they have special services, they have special softwares now that are catching on to these CPNs. If this video made sense, if you got some game, right? If you learned something new, make sure to always like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram heavy. I'm on Snapchat heavy. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere, right? Make sure you connect with me. Eddie out.